you've been the starting quarterback. How does that change the mentality as you start the off-season workouts to get going?
Well, I think the off-season is all about this upcoming season. I don't care if you won the Super Bowl or you finished 0-16 the year before. It's a whole new season, and no one, it doesn't matter. Your team is going to change. You're going to be a different football team. You have to come out and do everything humanly possible to be better in this upcoming season. And the only way to do that is to commit to it 100%. Be out here, do it all, do more, do extra. Don't leave any stone unturned, and figure out a way to get better. And that's what we're doing right now.
Jason talked about there being a bitter taste in you guys' mouth. There was kind of motivation during the offseason about how things ended last year with the Giants. Of course, y'all get the Giants to open the season. Can you talk about that? Is it a little motivation? Because
I think I'm excited about having the opportunity to go back to that position and play the team that obviously ended up winning the Super Bowl. And there's motivation to have a great season this year. There's motivation to accomplish certain goals that you set out that you haven't yet. And I think that each time you step out here, that's what you're thinking about. That's why you push yourself as hard as you do.
What are your thoughts on Kyle Orton being here, just what he can provide as a backup to you?
Well, I think Kyle's got a great understanding of the game. We've been lucky enough to have some really good veteran guys around here over the last really 10 years or so, and I think that anytime you have people who play the position, they bring in a new idea here or there, some stuff that can help, and they understand what it's like to be in the room and what it takes to be successful in there. I think Kyle has a great grasp of all that stuff, and we're lucky to have him.
You've had a birthday here recently. Have you started to think how much longer you will or want to play this game at all?
Oh, I haven't thought about not playing the game. The game is why you wake up so many mornings just how can I get better at football today? That's literally the number one thing you kind of goes about in your brain, and then you go out and do that. And, for me, I don't know, 15 more years maybe.
Now that you're 32, things have to change in terms of how you're taking care of yourself and preparing for the season. Is that true, or is it much
I don't
the
think,
same?
no, that's probably not accurate yet. I think, I didn't start playing in the league at 22, 23, and a lot of that's the hits that you take over time. And so I think I'll probably have a lot of that stuff later on that probably starts creeping in around 34 or 5. Hopefully I'll be able to make it till a little later than that before you start feeling that stuff.
Coach Garrett ended the season saying that he thought it was your best year last year. Do you agree with that? And do you still feel like your best play is ahead of you?
Well, I think the moment I feel like I'm digressing, I'll probably stop playing football just because it would be very hard to know that I'm not as good as you once were. The exciting part for me is to know that I'm getting better every year. I'm doing things every year that I was not able to do. And you always pick out a few things, but the overall little stuff, you just continue to get better without knowing even. And then you really perfect an art of trying to focus on a couple things that can really take your game to the next level. And I think that's helped me a lot these last few years. And, it's continuing to grow, and I think I'm starting to play at a level that I feel will give us a great chance to continue to be successful.
Is it frustrating to see that level increase like it has and still not equate to playoff victories?
Well, I think it's frustrating whenever you don't accomplish your goal each season, and obviously that's to win the Super Bowl, and so that part of it obviously sits there, and you want to accomplish that. The thing I can control is how hard I work, how much better I'm getting every single year, and am I bringing these guys along to make them as good as they can be? Because that's part of my job, and I think that's part of what it takes to win a Super Bowl, and that's what we're doing. We need to all continue to do the same thing and get better and push ourselves to the maximum, and I think guys are starting to do that and doing it, and I think we'll have an opportunity to continue to get better as a football team going forward.
Did it take you any time to learn that, Tony, the bring guys along part of it?
Well, I think when you're young, you really just want to play football and get better and be able to be good enough to be out there, and then all of a sudden it's how can I be a good quarterback, and then you realize it's over time it's literally comes down to winning. It's just about that. And how do you do that? You got to have the entire football team committed to one objective and one goal, and that's to win. And you put egos aside, you put all that stuff back burner, and you go out there and you just commit to trying to do whatever it takes to win football games. And I think part of that for me is to get these guys committed and doing everything they have to do in the off season, and I think they're doing that right now.
Has it not always been that case?
No, I think guys have been very committed. I think it's just you have new people that continue to come in. You have guys who just learn along the way and understand it differently. And you just have to know what to do at different times.
That being said, Jason Witten said last week that it was a good message to send if you not playing in the U.S. Open. I don't know if that's what you were trying to send this year. Obviously, he knows how hard you worked, and it's not an issue with the team, but from the outside, the perception-wise anyway.
Well, I think that Jason's just getting hammered probably with questions from you guys, and so he probably answers something just to kind of allow you guys. But I think Jason understands how hard I work in here. He sees me in the mornings. He sees what it takes. He knows what's on the plate, and he's been around here with me since the beginning, so he's seen it all and he's gone through it. And me and Jay sit around and talk about what it would take and how we can get better and what we need to do to get this team going and what it takes to get to the next level. And I think our team is doing that in a lot of this stuff. The perception's all about whatever it is only happens from winning and losing. If you lose, you need to do more to win. When you win, you get a reprieve, a break, whatever kind of thing to allow that just because you won. But it's silly how that stuff just gets talked about even though it's no basis.